Welcome back, guys and gals. Today what we're going to be talking about is the performance between the 22mm carburetor from Nibbi Racing, a 24mm carburetor from Nibbi Racing, and also the stock carburetor as well. I ran a series of tests. With this bike, I ran a stock carburetor and I did 5 runs, and then I did the 22mm carburetor setup from Nibbi Racing. I did 5 of the exact same runs, along with 5 exact same runs with this bike with the 24mm carburetor. So in today's episode, if you follow along, I'm going to show you the times that this bike ran with the stock and the 22, and this bike ran with the 24mm, so you can decide which carburetor is best for you. Swap in 24mm Nibbi carburetor, and as soon as I get that installed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 5 more passes and get the average of those and see if the bike is faster. I already know that it feels better because my brother's put the carburetor on his bike, and throttle response is a little bit better, more crisp. So stay tuned and we'll see what happens. Alright guys and girls, we're back again. So as you can see, the 22mm carburetor definitely is the one to go with. The 24 put up some good times. However, this bike really doesn't run that great. It's definitely rich on the bottom end, and I went through, I changed the pilot, I changed the main. Right now I'm got a 35 pilot and a 108 main jet in this bike, and it does pretty good on wide open throttle, but just sitting, I mean, you can smell the fuel coming out of it, and you can shoot fire out the back of the bike and everything else. So it's still not tuned properly. I tried multiple jetting settings and I couldn't get it where I needed to. I think if I was to keep messing with it, what I would end up doing is putting a 36 pilot jet and trying to put a little more air into it, but unfortunately it just didn't work for me. I did try the Amazon jetting kit, and those don't have a 36. It jumps from a 35 to a 38, so that didn't work. But what I did was I sent Nibbi Racing a message and told them what was going on, and they said, I really think you need to put a 22mm on here. So thankfully Nibbi wanted to see us succeed, and they threw in 2 22mm carburetors and some filters to use. So right now what I got on here is the 22 millimeter carburetor from Nibbi, and their foam filter. It's like a 45-degree filter. And I actually ended up, at the beginning, I was running the uni filter on it, and when I put the Nibbi filter, I actually had to throw a little bit more fuel into it. So definitely getting a little bit more air through the Nibbi filter, because I had to throw a little more fuel into it. But as far as jetting changes, I didn't have to change anything jet-wise. It was already set up for me out of the box. Needle clip was where it needed to be, and the jets were perfect. Bike runs great. All I had to do was adjust the idle, and I also had to adjust the air to fuel ratio just a hair, about a turn and a half out, but it's doing great. And so as you can see, the 22 millimeter for the X Pro is the way to go. I know a lot of people will tell you you need to run a 24 millimeter, or you need to run a 26 millimeter, or 28 millimeter. I wouldn't listen to those guys. I did listen to them, and I went with the 24, and it didn't work. It was a whole lot of work, had a lot of hours in it, and it just doesn't perform as well as the 22. So if you're looking for the easy option, and you want the best setup you can for the dollars without doing a whole lot of work, the 22 millimeter Nibbi Racing carburetor is the one you want. I thank you for coming today, and look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.